Hi, you guys. Scott Fisher with Options for Senior Living.
This is Lance Billingsley with the Lawton team. We have partnered together to create senior solutions to get out there and help people as they transition from one spot to another in their lives.
We understand that there's a huge need for education and resources for families when they're entering these really difficult transitional times. And so Senior Solutions is our attempt to bring questions or information to families when they're in this position. So today we are joined by our good friend Paige Gunn from Kels Senior Living. And Paige took us through a conversation that we had, and the first question that she brought to us was, what inspired us to begin helping and working with seniors? So take a listen. Glad you're with us. Thanks for joining us. See you on the other side.
Tell us your story of how you started your life getting involved with seniors and their big life transitions.
Well, I had a close to 20-year career as a nurse, and most of those years were spent in mental health and in education. And the last job that I had, I was working as a home health nurse in and out of senior living, caring for people who had symptoms of dementia, and I was the eyes and ears for the physician. So after 3 years of that, I saw a need for people to get quality guidance and professional assistance when they were looking to select a senior living community or an environment for their loved ones. And it was an easy transition for me to make from my nursing career to then starting the options business back in 2003.
Mine's super personal. It's my ex-wife, who I was married to at the time, is a doctor, and would go into in-home care on weekends and just do it non grata, but not get paid for it. And my mom actually caught advanced dementia. And on the real estate side, where I come from, is I was always trying to figure out, if I didn't have both of those entities, how could people deal with that? I had a real estate side and the doctoral side that actually was able to help my family get through it. But again, being super fortunate and having that, not everybody has that in their household. When my mom got sick, my father, they'd been married 58 years. My dad was in a spot where he didn't know how to do laundry, didn't know how to do anything to take care of himself. So I moved him into my house. My mom ended up passing and dealing with my father and being 80 years old and trying to help him through his day and the struggles of losing his spouse. And it was really, really personal. And when we started Seniors on the Move and trying to help people in that transition was foundational for me.
Just to add to that, I think it's become more personal. My mom moved here about 6 years ago from Ohio, and we did a news article in a trade magazine a couple years ago where so much of what we've outlined with options and the process we go through with people, starting with getting the right healthcare representation, getting their legal work all done up front, and then all the subsequent care, we've had to keep my mom in her independent senior living apartment safe and navigate through this COVID thing. But even before COVID, everything we do at Options, Mom is getting that same kind of treatment or same kind of attention, because her care is mostly controlled and managed by her, but she still needs support. And I always say to people who are struggling to find a way to keep their loved one at home, it's really up to the kids, as long as they can do the work at home, care for their parent safely, without it creating deterioration of health for the kid, or the family that might be caring for mom. We make our living in senior living, right? And so it has been the trend for decades that seniors in our culture move to some sort of supportive living, and they don't necessarily move in with us as an extended family where there's 2 or 3 or even 4 generations of family in the same household. Other cultures do it, but we don't do it necessarily as in our American culture a lot. So I do think there'll be more.
I did it, and we had Channel 3 and Channel 5 were at my house within 20 days to do a story on it. That's how odd it was. Both of them called and went, "Hey, we heard this."
Really?
And came out and did a whole story
awesome.
on my dad living with us.
Hey guys, I'm Scott Fisher with Options for Senior Living.
And I'm Lance Billingsley with the Lawton team.
And we are Senior Solutions. Thanks for joining us. Special shout out to Mike Weber Video for helping us out with this project. Thanks for joining us.